Hey everyone, I'm Brad Wood and I'm a business consultant and Atlassian certified professional with Valiantis, a platinum solutions partner with Atlassian. In this video, we'll look at a new feature in Jira Service Management that allows you to configure multiple incoming email addresses to your service management projects. We'll walk through the configuration process and look at some example use cases and some best practices. So with that, let's jump into the tool. All right, so here we are in a demo JSM site, and we are going to start by navigating to project settings and then email requests. And this is the area of JSM where you're going to be able to configure those multiple incoming email addresses. And so we can see here that I've actually already set up a couple of these. We can see the default one that was created with my project, and then I've created a couple more incident and hardware and then here's my site URL to complete that email address. There's some other information here, and we'll go over what all this is and how to configure it here shortly. But we can see that each one of these email addresses is connected to a specific request type in the project. We can see incoming email logs here, so we can actually click into this and see some information about incoming emails that have been sent to this specific email address. So this example, hardware at Bradwood Valiantis. We can see some timestamps here. We can see the what that email was pertaining to, the issue key that it's associated with, who it came from, etc. So there's a lot of good information here with your email addresses that you've configured. You can use this search bar if you have a lot of different information in here and you need to whittle that down. There's some other filtering options here as well. You can change the date range, etc. So that's really handy. We can see when the last email was received to our specific email addresses. And then there's some actions here. You can edit or delete these email addresses if you need to. But let's look at how to create a new one. So we're going to start by clicking this blue Create Atlassian Email button. And this is where we can create that new email address. So I'm going to type in the prefix here, software, and then we can see it's going to add at Bradwood Valiantis at the end of that. And then you do need to select a request type to associate this with. So I'm going to choose request new software, and then I'll click create. And now we have that new email address right here, software. We can see the request type. No emails have been received yet because I just created this, and now that's set up and ready to go. And so when somebody sends an email to one of these email addresses, it will create a new ticket in our service management project that is associated with the request types that we see here. So again, software will create a request new software, request type, and so on and so forth. One important thing to note is that your request types cannot have any required fields other than summary or description in order to connect them to a specific email address. Otherwise, there'll be an error because the way email requests are created, they use the subject line of the email to create the summary and the body of the email to create the description on the ticket. So you cannot have any other required fields in order to do this. You can also connect external email addresses such as Google or Microsoft. So if we click Add External Email, we've got Google and Microsoft options right here. If I were to click one of those, it would walk me through the wizard to set up one of those email addresses. Or if we click Continue with Other, we can configure an email address from another email server or provider right here. One other thing to note is that you can change the reply to address once you have configured more than one email address in your project, which is used when your customers reply to email notifications for requests that are raised via channels other than email. So from the portal or maybe a widget if you have that configured, etc. You can change that default email address here. So if I click here, we can see I can select any of the email addresses that are currently configured in this project to be that reply to address. So let's talk quickly through some best practices. Give your email addresses simple names that are easy to remember and that clearly represent their intended use. So for example, I've set up incident to create the report a system problem request type. And so that would on the back end be an incident issue type. It's simple. It's something easy to remember. You could put it on a list on your intranet, maybe something like that. And likewise for hardware and software, they create request types that make sense with those email prefixes. You can then route those to different queues, assignees, teams, etc. So maybe my hardware team is different than my software team. I've got two different email addresses, and then those create these different request types, which then go to different queues and so on and so forth, and to the appropriate teams. And then one other note is that currently there's a limit of 10 unique email addresses per service management project. So use your inventory accordingly and make sure that they make sense for your customers and that they are being used to make things easier for your customers and get tickets into the system quickly and efficiently. So that was just a quick look at how to configure multiple incoming email addresses in a Jira Service Management project. This feature is still rolling out, so you may not see it in your instance quite yet, but you will see it relatively soon. I hope you found this video informative, and if you have any questions on this topic or anything else Atlassian related, please feel free to contact me via email or LinkedIn, both of which will be included in the description box below. Thanks again for watching and have a great day.